I keep coming back every year. This is my, I think, 6th or 7th camp. If we look at a strategic kind of standpoint at SETU, the whole idea of interdisciplinary collaboration is really, really important, and we have that here on full display with the CalMAS camp.
The STEM Entrepreneurship Camp, funded by the HEA, runs over 5 days for TY and 5th year students. It is coordinated by CalMAS, SETU STEM Engagement Centre, working with Rikon, Growth Hub and the SETU Xcelerate Centre. The camp gives students a chance to see the business side of STEM. The week is comprised of a mix of presentations, science and engineering workshops and team building exercises. Entrepreneurs from different STEM fields are brought in to share their lived experiences with the students and give them advice on how to become an entrepreneur.
The Growth Hub looks to develop students' entrepreneurial competencies, and one of the tools that we use to do that is Lego Serious Play, because Lego Serious Play is a very effective tool for helping students take ideas that they have in their head and to turn it into something tangible through the medium of Lego. The process of describing what they have done with the Lego also allows them sometimes to process their own thinking. So it's a very, very effective tool.
It really allowed them to crystallize those ideas and put them into practice. We had a few talks on engineering as well and the nature of batteries, which did got them thinking about how that can be an unsustainable process and how can they help a future.
Like the client that comes to us with the problem, often as we go through steps 2, 3 and 4.
They kind of walk through step by step from having an idea, building an idea into an actual business.
The first few days, first, second day, you get to see them gelling together. It's planned in the system for them to have an activity, for them to start interacting with each other. And I think that helped for them to work together as a team.
We are animals, but we're animals who have surrounded ourselves with objects, materials.
I've been here today talking to the students about their business ideas and how there's an opportunity for them as they think about how they might run a business, how it can be taking into account how we exist within society, but society exists within nature, thinking about how we consume resources in our businesses. Maybe we can make things better. And I was delighted to see the students today were very open to those ideas.
We're going to have a look at where they've gone with their ideas in their group and how they can turn those ideas into a product or a service.
I learned a lot about how they developed ideas at the start, especially they focused on a problem first or thinking from someone else's view.
And I think I've learned a good bit from this as well, just everything that we've done. A lot of freedom as well and independence just to think what you want and kind of take in everything.
I learned business last year for my junior cert, last 2 years rather. And I never really understood the concepts, I just memorized them I didn't know, but here it's you're seeing them in practical and seeing how people use this.
We're looking at making a pitch, which is, I suppose, this kind of fundamental kind of one-shot deal that you often get as an entrepreneur. It's kind of half art, half science, so it's good to kind of get it down on paper what might be a framework. And then, of course, the students are each themselves going to have their own way to break that up and break some of the rules. This is a great bunch of students, honestly. Every time they go back to their own groups, there's genuine, good conversation, testing ideas, going back and forth. And I think that's really impressive at that age.
As the days go on, they work together fabulously. They all come together and they create a business together, which wasn't even in their minds before they joined the group. And then to see them working together from day one on the presentations and then going up to the last day, and they're so much more confident. And that's really the end goal on the camp.
I was delighted to speak this morning to the TY entrepreneurs. We spoke about my journey becoming an entrepreneur and becoming a business owner over the last number of years. We spoke about the challenges, the opportunities, AI, I suppose some advice on what not to do.
If you get an idea that's actually very, very strong, you must go with that idea.
It's fantastic to be invited in to speak to these young minds, just to provide information with them around my business and also any helpful hints or guidance that I could provide to them.
I loved listening to all the entrepreneurs, like they had so much to say and like I really enjoyed it.
It was very nice to hear about all their different companies and products and how they came to that point.
I felt like I learned a lot more about like that kind of perspective that I wouldn't really be interested in usually.
I absolutely loved it. It has like given me the more confidence to like speak about like the business and like everything.
I think this is actually the most wonderful camp I've ever been in.
We are BioBreshla. In this presentation we will be explaining who we are, what we do, what our mission is, why we're doing it and more.
The government laws, because they're so strict and if they don't follow timing and remove the waste.
The week culminates in a Dragon's Den event where the students get the chance to pitch their business ideas to a panel of entrepreneur judges, the Dragons.
The main question I have, I suppose for anyone, what's it going to cost?
So our product will target the 3 sustainability goals.
The week is really good for students, and I would definitely recommend any students coming forward into 4th or 5th year to think about doing it in the future.
They come out on the last day full of energy, full of confidence in their own ability, and also wanting to kind of continue their STEM journey or their entrepreneurial journey.